Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many decisions in your life are actually yours? Not your parents' decisions, not your friends' decisions, not society's decisions, not the internet's decisions, yours. What career do you want? What kind of person do you want to become? What do you want to build? Where do you want your life to go? And most importantly, would you still choose the same life if nobody could judge you? Think about that, because a lot of people aren't living the life. They're living a version of life that they think other people will approve of. They don't start because, what? Will people say? They don't change because my friends will laugh. They don't try because, what if I fail in front of everyone? They don't follow their goals because my family won't understand. And slowly, they trade their dreams for approval. Today is day 7, and we're going to talk about something that can quietly control your entire life. They need to be accepted by everyone. 1, you cannot please. Something you need to accept no matter what you do. Someone will have a problem with it. You can work hard. Someone will say you're obsessed. You can relax. Someone will say you're lazy. You can become successful. Someone will say you got lucky. You can fail. Someone will say they knew you couldn't do it. You can stay quiet. Someone will call you boring. You can speak. Someone will call you annoying. You cannot win this game because people have different opinions, different expectations, different insecurities, different values. So if your goal is to make everyone happy, you've chosen an impossible goal. Stop trying. 2, approval is A to D. Approval feels good. Someone says, I'm proud of you. You feel good. Someone likes your post. You feel good. Someone compliments you. Joel, feel good. Someone agrees with your decision. You feel safe. There's nothing wrong with enjoying appreciation. The problem starts when you need it, when you can't make a decision without asking someone, when you need people to agree before you move, when one negative comment destroys your confidence, when criticism makes you abandon your goals. That's no longer appreciation, that's dependence. And when you depend on other people's approval, they get control over your emotions. 3, stop asking what will people think. This question has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. What will people think? Let's be honest. Most people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you imagine. They're busy thinking about themselves, their problems, their money, their relationships, their appearance, their future, their own insecurities. You could spend an entire week worrying about what someone might say and they might forget about it in 10 minutes. So why are you allowing imaginary opinions to control real decisions? Ask yourself, if nobody could see what I'm doing, would I still want this? If the answer is yes, that's important. For your friends may not understand your the people around you won't understand your ambition. You decide to wake up earlier, they say. Why are you doing all this? You start exercising, bro, relax. You stop partying every weekend. You've changed. You start building something. Do you really think that's going to work? They might not be trying to hurt you. They may simply see the world differently. And that's okay. You don't need everyone to understand your vision. Sometimes your job is simply to keep moving. You don't need to argue. You don't need to convince them. Let your results speak later. 5. You don't need permission to see a champion, or the strangest things people do is wait for permission to become better. They think, maybe I should wait until someone supports me. No, you can decide today. You can change your habits. Today, you can start learning today. You can change your routine today. You can leave a bad habit today. You can start working toward a new future today. Nobody needs to sign a permission slip. Your life belongs to you, and that means the responsibility belongs to you. 2, 6. The fear of looking stupid. This is a huge reason people never start. They're afraid of looking stupid. Your first video might be awkward. Your first business attempt might fail. Your first gym session might feel embarrassing. Your first public speech might be terrible. Your first attempt at anything might look amateur. So what? Everyone starts as an amateur. The person you're watching who looks confident today was once a beginner. The person who speaks perfectly once stumbled over words. The person with an impressive body once struggled through their first workout. The successful creator once uploaded their first terrible video. Don't become good without first being bad. So let yourself be a beginner. 7. Criticism is not always an ATT. There's another mistake. When you stop seeking approval, don't become someone who refuses all criticism. That's not confidence, that's ego. Some criticism is useless. Ignore it. But some criticism is valuable. Listen to it. If someone points out a genuine weakness, don't immediately become defensive. Ask, is there something I can learn here? The goal isn't to stop caring about opinions completely. The goal is to stop letting random opinions control you. Learn to separate useful feedback, judgment, That's emotional maturity. .8, stop explaining yourself to Evie. Don't need to justify every decision. You don't need to explain why you're changing. You don't need to convince everyone that your goal is realistic. You don't need to prove your intentions. Sometimes the strongest response is, this is what I've decided. Then more people who respect you will eventually understand. People who don't quote T. will have something to say regardless. You can't build your life around satisfying every person who has an opinion. 9. Your life is not a DMOCR. Might sound harsh, but your life cannot be a vote. If 10 people say, don't do it, and you know it's the right decision for you, you still have to decide. Imagine if every successful person waited for unanimous approval. Nothing would ever happen. Someone always thinks your idea is stupid. Someone always thinks you're dreaming too big. Someone always thinks you're wasting your time. That's normal. You don't need a majority vote. You need clarity. 10. Social media makes approval. WRSC social media turns approval into numbers. Likes, views, followers, comments, shares, you start measuring your worth using statistics. A post performs badly. You feel worthless. A post performs well. You feel valuable. That's dangerous. Because your self-worth shouldn't rise and fall with an algorithm. A number on a screen doesn't determine your value. Create because you have something to say. Work because you have something to build. Improve because you want to become better. Not because strangers might approve. 11. You will outgrow some POP. League growth changes relationships. Sometimes you'll become more disciplined. Someone else won't. You'll become more ambitious. Someone else won't. You'll change your priorities. Someone else won't. And eventually you may realize you don't fit together the same way. That doesn't automatically mean they're bad people. It means you're moving in different directions. Don't stay small just to keep everyone comfortable. If someone only likes you when you're struggling, that's not support. That's attachment to an old version of you. 12. Stop shrinking while you are SELF. Some people deliberately make themselves smaller. They hide their ambition. They pretend not to care. They don't talk about their goals. They avoid trying too hard. Why? Because they don't want people to think they're arrogant. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. You don't need to brag. But you also don't need to hide your potential. You are allowed to want more. You're allowed to work hard. You're allowed to dream big. You're allowed to improve. You're allowed to become someone. Your old self wouldn't recognize. 13. Your family's expectations are not your entire F2R. This is complicated. You should respect the people who care about you, but respect doesn't mean surrendering your entire future. Sometimes people around you have a specific idea of what success looks like. Good job, stable career, safe path, predictable life. And maybe that's exactly what you want. That's fine. But if your goals are different, you need to think carefully. You have one life. You need to take responsibility for the consequences of your choices. Not live forever according to someone else's expectations. Listen, consider, then decide. 14. You don't need to prove yourself. Here's another trap. Trying to prove people wrong. Someone says, you'll never succeed. Now you're obsessed with proving them wrong. You work harder. You become successful, but guess what? You're still controlled by them because they're still the reason you're moving. A better goal is, don't prove them wrong. Prove yourself right. Build because you believe in the life you're creating. Not because you need revenge. Your peace is more valuable than revenge. 15. Build internal validation instead of constantly asking, do they like me? Ask, do I respect myself? Instead of, did they approve? Ask, did I make a decision I'm proud of? Instead of, do they think I'm successful? Ask, am I becoming better? This is internal validation. You measure yourself by your values, your discipline, your effort, your character, your progress. That's much more stable than depending on outside approval. 16. Keep some goals private. Not every goal needs to be announced. Sometimes talking about your goals gives you the emotional reward before you've done the work. You tell everyone, I'm going to build this. People congratulate you. You feel accomplished, but you haven't actually done anything yet. Sometimes it's better to stay quiet. Work, build, improve, then let the results speak. You don't need to announce every move. Quiet work creates loud results. 17. What if they laugh? Let them. What happens? They ilo. Then they move on. You continue. Ta. Yos. 1 year later, you might be in a completely different place. The temporary embarrassment isn't worth sacrificing years of potential. Think about the things you were embarrassed about 5 years ago. Most of them probably don't matter anymore. That's how quickly embarrassment disappears. But regret can stay. So choose carefully. Would you rather experience temporary embarrassment or long-term regret? 18 to 24-hour nitrogen monoxide approval challenge today? Try something for the next 24 hours. Don't ask for unnecessary approval. Don't ask, is this okay? Do you think I should do this? Do you like this? Unless you genuinely need someone's expertise or perspective. Make small decisions yourself. What you're going to work on. When you're going to work, what you want to learn. What habit you want to change. What distraction you want to remove. Start practicing independent decision. Because confidence isn't built by constantly asking other people what to do. It's built by making decisions and learning from them. 19. Know whose opinion actually matters. Not every opinion deserves equal weight. This is important. If you want to improve your business, listen to someone who has built a successful business. If you want to improve your fitness, listen to qualified experts. If you want to improve your communication, listen to people who actually understand communication. Don't let random people with no experience determine your direction. Ask, has this person earned the right to influence this decision? If not, their opinion can remain just an opinion. 20. Day 7 action plan today. Complete these 5 tasks. TASK1. Write down one thing. You're avoiding something you want to do, but you're scared of what people might think. Write it down. TASK. To ask yourself, if nobody judged me, would I still want this? If yes, take one step. Task 3. Make one decision without asking for approval. Small or big. Make it yourself. Task 4. Ignore one useless opinion, someone's criticism, a random comment, a negative thought. Don't give it power. Task 5. Do one thing you've been too scared to start, not the entire goal. Just the first step. Send the message. Record the video. Start the workout. Open the course. Write the first page. Make the first move. Final mensaje, live your life. Listen, you are going to disappoint some people. You are going to confuse some people. Some people won't understand you. Some people will criticize you. Some people will laugh. Some people will tell you that you're wasting your time. That's part of becoming your own person. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. You need to understand it yourself. Because at the end of your life, you won't be living with their opinions. You'll be living with your decisions. And that's why this matters. Imagine being 40 years old and realizing you spent your entire life trying to make everyone else happy. You chose the safe career because someone expected it. You avoided your dream because people might laugh. You stayed in the wrong environment because you were afraid of disappointing someone. You didn't start because you were afraid of failure. You didn't become the person you could have become because you were too busy asking everyone else who you were supposed to be. Don't let that happen. You have permission to grow. You have permission to change. You have permission to start over. You have permission to want more. You have permission to become different. You don't need to become arrogant. You don't need to ignore everyone. You don't need to stop listening. You simply need to stop outsourcing your identity. Listen to advice. Take useful criticism. Respect the people who love you. But ultimately, you have to live your life. And if you spend your entire life trying to avoid judgment, you'll end up judging yourself for never trying. So let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them doubt. Let them laugh. You keep working. You keep learning. You keep building. You keep moving. Because eventually, the same people who questioned your direction may ask how you did it. But by then, you won't need their approval anymore. You'll have something much stronger, self-respect. You will know that you made your own decisions. You faced your fears. You accepted the risk. You took responsibility. And you became the person you said you wanted to become. That's real confidence. Not getting everyone to like you. Knowing you'll be okay even when someone doesn't. This is day 7. For 7 days, you've been changing one piece of your life at a time. Today, stop living for approval. Stop asking, what will they think? Start asking, what do I believe is right for my life? Stop asking, will they like me? Start asking, do I respect the person I'm becoming? Stop waiting for permission. Take responsibility. Your life is yours. Your time is yours. Your future is yours. Now start acting like it. Day 7 complete. 1 week down. 23 days to go. 1 day. 1 decision. 1 change at a time.